Man, there is nothing worse than trying to play X-Wing Alliance with a flight stick that's not fastened to the table. So I've got my throttle here, I've got my controls here, but I also have to use my keyboard at the same time. So if I'm in the midst of a really heavy fight, I get into big trouble when things start to go like this. So we're going to use magnets. So to quote my friend Eric, magnets, they're the future. And wood does nothing to impede a magnetic field. So the only problem that I'm going to have in affixing my joystick to this table is the distance of the table itself that is separating the magnets from the magnets. It's not a problem with the wood, it's just this, you know, half to 3/4 of an inch here. So you'll see even down here, I'm able to move the magnet using a magnet on the underside. So I'm gonna countersink into this sucker, and then it will prevent it from moving like this. Even at this distance, this is a significant amount of force if multiplied by 4 on the 4 corners of my joystick. That would be able to keep the joystick on the ground. So I'm gonna have my 4 magnets here on the base of my flight stick, and I'm going to take this on the underside of the table and mark off where I need to drill these holes. Now I haven't glued it in yet, but this is pretty on there. Pretty cool. Oh, baby. All right, now it's time to put some glue on these suckers. So now I've got to slap these magnets on here where they go. Then I'll just glue, dab these guys, and then stick this on here, and I'll let it set for 24 hours. Now this is a pretty smooth surface, and if I want the glue to be able to stick, I'm gonna rough it up with this, what grit is this? 150 grit sandpaper. Give that glue a little bit something to hold on to. Because the metal's an imperfect surface, but I can feel this is a little bit too smooth for that glue to get a hold of. Looks good. Got my glue now. Going to be fairly generous because I want this thing to really stick. And then I will press it down for a while. This is going to be fun. So did it work? Well, the long answer is sort of, but the short answer is no. Having the magnets on the bottom really did help in getting it centered on. You can see that it's doing this and it stays where it needs to be, which is really cool. But in a fight situation, it's actually worse because I have lifted up these corners, which have these little desk pad bits on here. And so these are no longer giving any grip to the corners. So in a situation where I'm just steering like this, I get a little bit of push up, which is what I had earlier. But when I'm going like this, that's way worse than when it was before. So congrats, you watched me make my setup worse. But I am actually going to be installing more powerful magnets on the bottom, which should hopefully change my the viability of this setup for the futures. So if you remember, my magnets, that was like 2 seconds ago for you. That was like a month and a half ago for me. I've been playing on this wacky little joystick that's a little sloppy for a while, getting kills but not satisfied with it. So I finally ordered these magnets. These are 110 pounds per corner, which is up from like 20 pounds per corner on my last one. Also drilled my holes a little bit better, and man, I can tell you it makes a huge difference. So a few other things have happened. I have upgraded from playing X-Wing Alliance to playing Star Wars Squadrons, which is what I wanted to play in the first place. And as you can tell, I have got a lot more control, even just with one hand, even spinning it. I'm hardly moving this thing at all, and I'm putting a considerable amount of force in. This is really fun for me because the whole point was, that I would be able to have access with my left hand to my keyboard and with my right hand be able to play this game with really no worries or fears about, this thing being movable on my desk. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, it is not movable. Let's see if I can thread the needle here. Oh, frame drop. Frame drop, why? Why did I just drop so many frames? And then maybe a little bit of drift action. Alright, I think one of the coolest things about this is that I can have my flight stick somewhere else. I normally like to keep it behind my screen, and I don't even have to worry about where I'm going to put it. It just locks right into place. And even if I do somehow manage to get it off, boom, right back into place. It's a super cool setup. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of my journey of upgrading my desk. I know that it took a lot more effort than I thought it was going to, but that's kind of how these things go. Just want to say, if you've got a stupid idea, why not try the stupid idea? If it's stupid, you knew it was stupid to begin with. So just try the idea, and heck, you might have stumbled on something brilliant, and I feel like I really did with my desk magnet thing. You guys are the best. Thanks.